Hey everyone, happy Thursday. Hope you guys are having a great Thursday. My name is Courtney McIntyre. I am a certified pediatric sleep consultant. I'm the founder of Sleep Little One Sleep Consulting, and I'm a mother of three. And today I have a wonderful and amazing video for you about what to do if your little one has a crappy nap day. Um, this can happen to almost every parent, and it's really hard to understand what do you do. Like, it's been a long day, they haven't napped properly, maybe they haven't napped at all, and you're like, what do I do? What do I do? Do I put them to bed early or and risk an early morning wake possibly, or do I keep them up to their scheduled bedtime? um, and that is something a lot of parents wonder and don't know what to do with. Uh, and crappy nap days will do that to you. They'll exhaust you and confuse you, and you won't be able to really think properly like you normally should. So that's why I'm here. I'm here to help you get on top of this and know what to do in this situation. This is an important one for me because I've totally been there myself. My son used to have horrible naps. He would only nap if I was holding him, sleeping next to him. Basically, he had to have contact with me to nap. And it was horrible. I started sleep training at 5 months old. I wish I would have started as he was a newborn. Um, and when I say newborn, you don't really do much sleep training as a newborn, but there are things you can do to establish good sleep habits from a newborn on. So yeah, so I just wish I would have done that. So it would have made my life 10 times easier with these crappy naps. But some kids just have crappy naps. I will say that some little ones, depending on their age, will take short naps just because they're at that stage. And cat naps can be kind of normal for some little ones. But I'm not talking about those ones. I'm talking about the ones who usually take great naps and they're not now. Or ones, just a crappy nap day in general. So it applies to everybody. So don't think it doesn't apply to you. It does. So let's get into this. So what do you do if your little one has a crappy nap day? When this happens, your little one is on the brink of being overtired, or they are overtired. They're cranky. Uh, and sometimes they'll experience a second wind, which may seem like a good thing, but trust me, it's not. Second winds is what happens when your little one is so overtired that all of a sudden they get a second wind and they're like raring to go. They're running around, they're happy, they're laughing, until you try to put them to bed, and then it's a battle. And that could be you're having a bedtime battle getting them into bed and getting them to sleep, or they're waking frequently throughout the night, or they're waking really early in the morning. This is all due to being overtired. So yeah, you nobody wants that. So you think, what do I do here? What do I do? My little one is so tired. They haven't napped very well today, and maybe they haven't napped at all. What do I do? Do I put them to sleep early? Because that's risking an early morning wake, right? Wrong. You're actually wrong. In fact, the exact opposite is true. If you force your little one to stay up until their scheduled bedtime when they've had a crappy nap day, instead of putting them to bed earlier, then you're actually risking them becoming overtired, which will lead to an early morning wake more than likely. I'd say 99% of the time, maybe 98, 99. Either way, it's probably going to happen. That's what happens when your little one is overtired. So we don't want that. We don't want those sleep issues. And that's only one of the things that can happen, waking early. They can do all the other things I mentioned just a minute ago as well. So let's think about it this from an adult's perspective. You've had a really long day, maybe at work or at home. It's been busy, it's been exhausting, and you're super tired. So the kids are finally in bed. You're sitting on the couch and you're like, I'm gonna fall asleep. And it's what, 8 o'clock? Yeah, you know what? Fall asleep. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna force yourself to stay up into your regular bedtime? Or are you gonna listen to your body and what you need at that moment and go to sleep? You're gonna go to sleep. You're gonna do it. And that is actually a really good thing to do, a really good choice to make, because you need that extra sleep, obviously, or you wouldn't be that tired at that time. And you will more than likely still wake at your normal wake time. Same goes for your little one, exact same thing. And this applies like more to little ones because they can't handle as much sleep pressure as we can. So when their sleep pressure is really, really high, you really, really need to bring that down. And the only way you can do that is by putting them to sleep early. It will help them to rejuvenate. They'll be able to get into a deeper restorative sleep if they're not overtired. If they're overtired, their cortisol levels will be very, very high, which makes it really hard for them to go into that deep restorative sleep and sleep longer and sleep better. So if they're overtired, cortisol levels will be high. They can't get into that restorative sleep. They'll wake frequently at night. They won't have a very good sleep or a deep sleep. So yeah, you really don't want to risk that overtiredness. You want to put them to bed early. Trust me, you will thank yourself for it, and your baby will be thanking you for it, or toddler. So what are the consequences of keeping them up then? I have mentioned a few. So let me just go through those one more time, just to lay them all down so you understand. If you make your little one stay up until their scheduled bedtime when they haven't napped or they've had a crappy nap day, maybe their naps are off, maybe they've skipped some, maybe they're not napping as long as they usually do. So if this happens, and they're becoming overtired now, and you're forcing them to wait to stay up until their scheduled bedtime, you're going to deal with these things. You're going to deal with an early morning wake, and these aren't 100% going to happen. These are just things that can happen. So an early morning wake, bedtime battle on your hands, including full-on temper tantrums. Your little one may start to wake frequently throughout the night, or if they're already waking through the night, because of what another reason, they might increase even more. Your little one may have false starts, and this is super frustrating for everyone because you think, oh, they're sleeping, and then boom, nope, they're not sleeping. They wake up frequently for the rest of the night. So those are some of the things that can happen. There's other things that can happen too, but those are the main ones. So keeping them up until their scheduled wake time will backfire on you. And and if you keep doing it day after day, that sleep pressure is going to keep building. So you're going to cause more issues for yourself and for your little one. Whereas if you put them to bed early for a couple nights in a row, or any time that they've had a crappy nap day, put them to bed early. Maybe that's only one day. So you only put them to bed early one day. But maybe they've had a week of crappy nap days. Then put them to bed early every day that week. Let them catch up on the sleep that they have missed out on. They will have sleep debt. They need to figure that out, and they need to catch up on it. Once they've caught up on the sleep debt, then you should be okay. But always play it by ear. Always listen to their sleepy cues. I do recommend putting them to bed early, which would usually mean half an hour before their scheduled bedtime. But you have to pay attention to those sleepy cues. If they're showing sleepy cues before the 30 minutes that I recommend, then put them to bed. Don't force them to stay awake longer than they can handle. Okay, it's really, really important to pay attention to their symptoms and their sleepy cues rather than your clock. Yeah, so that's really important. And I know that's really scary for some parents. Some parents are like, I really, really don't want to risk this early morning wake. I don't want to risk a horrible sleep because I'm putting them to bed so early. But trust me, that is rarely the case in this situation. I promise you, I can't promise. I guess I could promise because I do trust myself and I do know that this works because I've been there. I know that this isn't going to result in an early morning wake. If they are still waking early after you've put them to sleep early for the night, it could be because their sleep debt is still pretty high, and they're still very overtired. So you're going to have to continue offering them more sleep so they can catch up on that sleep debt. The sleep debt is really, really important to pay attention to. So if you do put them to bed early, you will notice your baby wakes up the next day a whole new baby, and they're ready for the day, and they're glad, and you'll be glad that you put them to bed early. So don't hesitate on it. Don't worry about it. I can promise you that if you keep them up when they're overtired, that will result in crappy sleep throughout the night and then throughout the day as well. So let your little one catch up on that sleep debt. Give them the time to go to bed early if they need to, and really pay attention to their sleepy cues. Those are some of the things that you really need to remember with this one. Anyways, that's all I have for you guys today. If you like this, please be sure to share it with other parents who may find it helpful. Spread the love, everyone. Everyone could probably, a lot of parents could probably benefit from this. So I really recommend sharing it if you can. And also, if you like this and you want more content like it, I have an amazing group called Sleep Little One. The link is in the description box. I give weekly sleep tips and advice to exhausted parents like yourself who are in need. I hope that I see you there. Also, if you're looking for a more personalized one-on-one plan for your individual baby, your family, and what your little one needs in particular, then I do offer some amazing packages on my website, which is also in the description box, sleeplittle1.org. Go check it out. Check out the packages, check out the other things that I offer, see if anything fits you, and then contact me and we can get you on the road to better sleep. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. I hope you guys have an amazing week, an amazing weekend, and I will talk to you guys next week. Bye.